Dust-tinted dawn light filters through narrow gaps in the stable walls, each sliver of illumination catching flecks of straw and midder. Morning hush settles soft, the kind of stillness that holds its breath. Hoof taps, measured and restless, echo gently footbeat whispers against wood. The stallion shifts, scraping at the walls. The title drifts on the cool air, unspoken yet felt, coming alive in the soft rhythm of horse and dawn. Her hands, small and weathered, move with care dusting straw, adjusting blankets, smoothing every ridge in the stall's floor. Each gesture slow and deliberate, as if she's coaxing calm from the dawn itself. These hands carry stories, the sting of loss, the ache of whispered goodbyes, loneliness packed into each tendon and knuckle. Yet they bend toward kindness, brushing hay with steady resolve, shadowed eyes that have seen too much still tender. In the faint light, behind her the ranch pulses alive. A distant gate creaks, a rooster declares the morning. Somewhere, an old wagon wheel hums against a fence post. The atmosphere holds warm promise, curved in soft textures hay, wood, her breath, until the steady scraping of the stallion skitters the calm. The rancher steps forward, boots soft on the straw. He crouches beside the wall, measuring the scratches. Gentle pauses bracket each scrape, rhythm anxious as it repeats. He furrows his brow. Crouching low, he leans closer, listening as if the wood might tell him its secret. She rises slowly, noticing the rancher's posture curious, concerned. She steps toward him, voice like warm smoke. He, side character, glances at her. The stallion shifts, head low. It scrapes again soft and questioning like a plea. The rancher nods, just barely, eyes reading the worn planks. He says nothing, but the concern settles steady on his shoulders. The dawn light drifts, and the first man-rancher's brother steps forward. His voice is blunt, sharp against the soft air. That horse's fit of restlessness won't mean anything. He says, "You shouldn't let it get to you." She nods calmly. Her voice is soft, measured, words folded around kindness. But the first man's brows knit. He steps back, arms crossing, voice dismissive. He doesn't see what she does, that something in the wood trembles with more than the stallion scrapes. Later, she kneels beside the horse. Fingers drift through his mane, tracing warm lines along neck and shoulder. Saddle's leather gleams pale in morning light. Scratch, scratch, scratch again, more urgent now. She places both hands beside the soft muzzle. Her words drift around him, quiet as breeze. Hush, it's all right, I'm here. She speaks as if each syllable is a lifeline, the first man's. Voice cuts in again, quiet but sharp. Dark what-ifs, he says, sharp-edged. She doesn't reply directly. She breathes in the horse's panic, then breathes out calm. She kneels longer, eyes steady on his. His shoulders loosen. The rasp of his hoof against the wood slows, falters. She leans forward, pressing her palm to splintered plank edged by the stallion's scrape. She senses the tremor beneath small, but persistent, a half-hidden crack arches low, just beneath a loose board. Almost invisible, except to those who know what to look for. She feels it in bone and breath, not just timber giving way, but something deeper trembling inside herself. There's a fracture layered and veiled. She breathes, and the morning holds its breath with her. Asterisk lantern oil glimmers like captured fireflies as she returns to the stable, settling into the straw beside the stallion. His broad chest rises and falls in the hush. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Rasp against the weathered wood echoes like a soft heartbeat. She hums a lullaby of dust and moonlight, letting her presence calm the wide animal. In that moment, stable and creature seem one, a rhythmic meditation in shadow and light. She smooths his mane. Brush each stroke as gentle as a glacier's melt. The world shrinks. Just her, the stallion, the quiet breath between them. Outside, night stretches heavy and warm. Then he appears first man, whose dismissal cuts colder than dawn. He stands at the broken threshold, shoulders hunched, eyes narrow. "That horse is not yours to tend," he says, voice flat as a sun-baked stone. She looks up, steady and calm. "He trusts me." She does not tremble. He frowns, hands on. Hips, the air taut between them. We'll see how long that lasts. He turns and leaves. She squeezes her eyes shut, the stallion shifting nearer, warmth almost speaking. A soft knock interrupts the night. A newcomer second man stands framed in lamplight, quiet as a willow in a breeze. He nods to her, then kneels by the horse, hand hovering before he touches, sensing fear and feeding courage. The stallion lowers his head. The trainer's voice is low, unassuming. Easy now. No glittering sparks of attraction, just a respect that settles like a shawl. She meets. His gaze not longing, but understanding. A meeting of quiet souls, wiring trust in silence. Elsewhere in the ranch, the old cook pauses by simmering stew, ears drawn to low voices and soft hoofbeats. Worried creases on her brow glimmers of motherly concern. She smells storm in the air and trouble in the horse's pulse. Down the hall, her younger brother lingers. He leans against a doorframe, swelling pride and worry pressing him still. He watches, heart quietly pounding at her bravery and the gentle strength of the stranger. They find themselves sharing tea at the threshold. Rustic mugs steamed between calloused hands, he doesn't rush. She tells of a loss that lives quiet. Like a scar soft as faded ink on old paper, grief from a mother gone long ago. He listens, eyes gentle pools. You weren't to blame. She exhales at that small grace. He offers a crust of bread, warm and solid. Their words bloom slow, tethering trust leaf by leaf. Outside, wind shifts and a distant thunder rolls, but they do not flinch. As dark deepens further, almost midnight, a soft creak echoes above. Lantern light trembles as storm breath breathes through cracks. The stallion scratches again. Thump, a whisper of splintered wood. She kneels by the opening, heart pounding an echo of distant thunder. He kneels beside her, shoulder almost touching. Silent vigil between them. The crack within the wall widens, and sparks of fate ignite in the hush. Her footsteps hush. In the rafters as storm-threatening wind sighs through the beams above the stable. Flickers of lantern light dance across the stallion's coat. Scratch, scratch, scratch reverberates against splintered wood, each scrape a pulsing note in the breathing darkness. The air thrums with tension, every shifting hoof, every drawn breath tells of heartbeats shared, horse, woman, and silent night all alive in the same moment. He kneels beside her, second man's steady presence a quiet anchor against the swirling panic. The stallion strains, nostrils flared. He places a calm hand on the creature's flank. She watches fingers that guide fear into acceptance, in the same breath lighting something new in her chest. A warmth, slow burning, immune to haste. Outside, the first man storms in, voice laced with accusation. You're meddling, he hisses. This is neither your fight nor his. She stands between them, calm as dawn itself. Voice soft yet unyielding. He trusts us. His rage flickers but cannot touch that stillness. Their triangle horse, trainer, and woman holds firm in shared purpose. Midnight arrives sudden like a held breath released. The stallion's hoof strikes hard, cracking a plank. Wood splinters. Lantern wavers. She steps close as the trainer kneels beside her. Dust drifts in shafted light, revealing a hollow behind the wall. He pulls. She bears witness as his hand brushes an old, leather-sealed packet. The air stills. She inhales. Heart taught what waits inside could shape everything, the promise of change finally scaling up to payoff. Their shoulders lean in, candlelight quivering over edges as she unfolds a yellowed letter. Inked lines in a familiar hand, her mother's script, words of kindness meant for times of doubt. Tears shimmer on cracked wood. His arm finds her, steady, and warm. Outside, wind thrashes. Inside, time lull into tenderness. The discovery is more than paper, it's forgiveness, closure, rebirth, all tucked in cursive lines. She reads, voice broken and soft. He brushes away tears. For a moment, only her mother's love, then the storm roars the stillness away. She folds the letter back, chest swollen with something that glows after loss. First man catches the scene, softened eyes distant, regret flickering like embers. Thunder rolled like the voice of something ancient, and the rafters groaned in reply. Lightning split the dark for a breathless second, and in that silver crack of time, The stallion surged forward. His body collided with the weakened stable. While the planks tore open like a gas pan, he vanished into the night beyond. Straw whirled in the wind like scattered feathers. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then she ran. Her boots hit the mud like thunder's echo. Dress soaked to the knees before the gate had swung back on its hinges. The letter clutched to her chest, lantern in the other hand, flame trembling like her pulse. Behind her, she heard him second man, his footfalls measured but swift, never crowding, just close enough to mean, "I won't let you face this alone." Rain began to fall. The world narrowed to hoofprints and wild grass, torn earth and distant flashes. The storm did not frighten her, not like before. She'd lived through quieter tempests that left worse scars. She found the stallion on the ridge, wind ripping his mane like a war banner. His chest heaved, his eyes were wild. At the cliff's edge, the horse's panic was edged in danger. She slowed her steps, arm raised, lantern lifted. He circled but didn't bolt. He remembered her. She spoke not loud, not with command, but with quiet presence. "You're not alone," she said. That second man came beside her, breathing hard, and knelt. From his coat, he pulled the reins, held them out gently. A gift, no need for ropes. She stepped forward, the rain washing dirt from her cheeks. She touched the stallion's neck. He shuddered but didn't move. Her hand slid slowly down to his shoulder. She loosened the saddle, pulled it free, let it fall. He blinked against the storm and leaned into her. He came back to himself and her calm dot from behind them. Half hidden beneath a soaked duster, the first man watched. Mouth open, eyes wide, not from fear, but something softer. He took a half step forward, then stopped. "I thought you were just here for the scraps," he said. His voice cracked like dry wood catching flame. "But I see now I was wrong." She turned but said nothing. Some things didn't need words. They walked back to the ranch under a bruised sky that slowly, tenderly opened to dawn. Rain thinned into a mist that kissed the wheat. Birds returned one by one. Dot at the stable. The cook met them with a lantern and worry written deep. Her younger brother held the door open, eyes round with awe and something like reverence. She handed the letter to them, carefully folded, carefully healed. They clutched it like it still held her mother's breath inside. The second man stood by the fence. Watching the sky begin again, she stepped toward him, her boots still wet, her heart full. "Thank you," she said. He turned slowly. In his eyes, no demand, no urgency. "Just truth. I see you," he said, not as broken, not as weak. As whole, as brave as someone worth standing beside. She blinked. "Not from the storm, and I see you," she whispered. Their hands met not. Rushed, not claimed, but chosen. As the clouds broke and the ranch stirred with early life. They stood beneath the light, neither reaching to hold nor needing to be held, just there. Together, the storm had passed. But something had been left behind in its place. Not ruin, but something raw and beautiful. Sometimes the fiercest storms break the walls we thought held us. Love grows in the quiet spaces we carve with trust. May your broken walls reveal the treasures you never knew you carried.